Redemption at high noon. In the blistering heat of the arid desert, a town named Redemption stood like a lonesome tumbleweed, its wooden facade sun-bleached and weathered. The townsfolk lived in fear, for they knew that beneath the surface of this seemingly peaceful place lay a dark web of corruption and deceit, spun by the cunning and ruthless Mayor Blackwood. Mayor Blackwood was a man of many secrets. His cold, poker-faced demeanor hid a wicked heart, and his eyes held the eternal twinkle of a snake about to strike. He ruled the town with an iron fist, his words law, and his whims decree. The townsfolk whispered about the hidden horrors behind the walls of the mayor's mansion, but few dared to confront him. But fate had other plans. A group of grizzled gunslingers, dubbed the Vengeance Posse, rode into town on their dusty horses, their eyes set on bringing justice to Redemption. The posse, a motley crew of outlaws, bounty hunters, and former lawmen, were bound by a common cause to expose the corruption of Mayor Blackwood and bring him to his knees. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the dusty streets, the Vengeance Posse entered the saloon. Their presence felt like a gust of wind sweeping through a storm. The air grew thick with tension, and the echo of gunshots seemed to hang in the air like a specter, waiting to strike. Whispers of the posse's arrival spread like wildfire, and the townsfolk gathered in groups, their eyes darting nervously between the gunslingers and the mayor's mansion. The stage was set for a showdown that would echo through the annals of Redemption's history. The following day, the town square filled with people, their faces a mixture of fear and anticipation. The Vengeance Posse stood in a semicircle, their weapons at the ready, while Mayor Blackwood emerged from the mansion, his smirk as cold as the steel of his guns. "You think you can take me down, don't you?" he sneered, his voice cutting through the silence like a knife. "Well, you're in for a surprise, boys." The air was thick with the scent of gunpowder, and the townsfolk held their breath, knowing that their lives hung in the balance. The sun beat down on their faces, a scorching reminder of the clock ticking away. In that moment, time seemed to slow to a crawl. The wind whispered through the dusty streets, carrying the distant sound of hooves approaching. The Vengeance Posse and Mayor Blackwood locked eyes, and in that instant, the town of Redemption was forever changed. As the dust settled, the townsfolk realized that the Vengeance Posse had been betrayed. One of their own, a man once known as the fastest gun in the West, had turned against them, his treachery hidden in plain sight. With a heavy heart, the posse turned their guns on their former ally, their eyes filled with sadness and regret. The air was thick with the scent of blood and the weight of betrayal, as the town watched in horror. And so, the showdown ended not with a bang, but a whimper. The Vengeance Posse, their mission unfulfilled, rode out of town under a blood-red sky, leaving the townsfolk to wonder if they would ever find redemption. In the dusty streets of Redemption, the shadows of corruption still loomed large, and the stench of deceit lingered in the air. The townsfolk were left to grapple with the consequences of their actions and to face the uncertainty of the future. For in a world where the line between friend and foe can blur, the only certainty is that there will always be another sunrise, and with it, another chance for redemption. The end. Or is it? If you are enjoying adventures in the Old West, hit the subscribe and like button for future posts.